Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to go over my personal Pinterest strategy with y'all. And then I also want to tell you how I create my pin graphics using Canva. And if you don't know, Pinterest is a search engine tool. It drives a lot of free traffic to your blog and to your Instagram and to your YouTube videos. So if you are interested in hearing more about that, you definitely want to stick around to the end of this video. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Cheric. I'm a lifestyle blogger and content creator. You can find me and more of my work over at notjustaprettyface.com, and all across my social media platforms. I just do the best that I can to share and give you guys advice and things that I've learned on the way on my blogging journey and just across my social media platforms in general. I am all about growing my online presence using social media, and my main goal is just to give back and share the things that I have learned on the way. Which brings me to Pinterest. I am obsessed with Pinterest. There are over 1 million people on Pinterest and counting and growing a day. Pinterest is just a great tool to look up any source of information. If you want to know how to cook your favorite dish, you get on Pinterest. If you want to know how to curl your hair with a flat iron, you get on Pinterest. If you want to know how to start your own blog, which this is what I did in the beginning, I got on Pinterest. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I got so much information from Pinterest in itself. That alone was enough information to help me get my blog up and going, install the appropriate WordPress plugins, just figure out which platform I wanted to use, even figure out which hosting I wanted to use. I went with SiteGround because SiteGround is so good to me and I wouldn't change it for the world. And then I build my website on WordPress, as you should know already. So let's get into this video. If you don't know, you should already have a Pinterest strategy. And what I mean by a Pinterest strategy is you should have some sort of way where you are scheduling your pins, you are pinning pins from your blog, and then you are also pinning pins from other bloggers, okay? Don't just get in the habit of pinning your own pins. It's a great way to drive traffic to your blog, but you have to pin other bloggers' pins as well as your own pins. I want to kind of make y'all laugh, and I want to tell y'all what my Pinterest strategy was in the beginning. I wouldn't even call it a Pinterest strategy, but this is what I did. I would create a blog post and I would already have written down the keywords and key phrases that I wanted to use for my pins and for my blog post. Then I would head over to Canva. I would create my pin. I would create one pin. And then what I would do is go insert into that blog post. I would publish the blog post and I would head back over to Pinterest, and then I would just pin that one pin. I didn't pin the graphic to any relevant board. I wasn't using Tailwind. I didn't use keywords. I didn't make pin descriptions. I wasn't using tribes. I wasn't using group boards. I would literally just create one pin, insert it into my blog post, and just publish it, post it, pin it, whatever, and go from there. That is not what you want to do. Then I would just sit and kind of, wonder and wait, well, why am I not getting traffic to my website? Well, because there was no effort put into play there. And then I just automatically thought that I was going to get all this traffic. Well, I just want to let you know it does not work like that. Okay, so one of the first things that I did wrong was I should have been creating multiple pins. Now, with the Pinterest strategy that I just started, and this is all due to a course I took, and I'll make sure I leave the link for that course in the description below because it was a very good course. I still haven't even finished the course, but about halfway through, my impressions, my saves, my website clicks had already increased. So I can just imagine what will happen once I finally do. What I do now is I create 4 pins per blog post. That's always my goal, to create 4 pins per blog post. A lot of people say that you should have your pins look cohesive, you should have them match your brand and things like that. I kind of disagree with that because I feel like different things are appealing to different people. Different graphics are, catches the eye of different people. So I just say with your pins, you should get creative. You should just kind of play with them, and then you should do whatever works to catch somebody's eye. So not only can they click on that pin, but they can actually go to your website. So that's why I created 4. Now, I know you may be asking, well, who wants 4 different pinned images on their blog post? Okay, well, what you can do is you can insert these pins into your blog post, and you can actually hide the pins. And I did a whole entire video on how you can do that. I'll make sure I leave that video here. And if you are using WordPress and Elementor, that video is for you. So make sure you check that out. But what I would do is I would go in and I would hide my pinned images. Of course, I wouldn't hide the ones that I wanted to appear on the blog post, but I would hide the ones that I didn't, really want to appear on the blog. I just wanted them to be an option, so when someone comes to my website and they're about to pin that blog post to Pinterest, they'll have options to choose from. They will have at least 4 pins that they can choose from, along with, some of the other images that are within that blog post. But you have options. You are not just limited to one. That's why I've started to create 4 pins per blog post. Another thing that I've started to do in my Pinterest strategy was post at least 20 pins per day. I would do 10 of my own, and then I would do 10 of someone else's. These all are scheduled through a scheduler called Tailwind. And I know you hear a lot of bloggers talk about Tailwind this, Tailwind that, but I honestly like Tailwind. And while there are so many other scheduling tools out there, you hear a lot of bloggers talk so much about Tailwind because Tailwind is a Pinterest verified partner, which means that Pinterest has already given it the okay. So if Pinterest is cool with it, then I'm cool with it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you how you can create your Pinterest graphics using Canva. It's so easy. Obviously, the first thing you need to do is go ahead and set up a free Pinterest account. There is a paid version, I believe. I want to say it's $12. I'm not really sure. That is what I get invoiced for. So I'm thinking that's what the monthly fee is. Unless I've signed up for something that I'm just unaware of, I'm pretty sure it's only $12 if you get the paid version. But like I said, there is a free version. Go ahead and start off with the free version. Just see if you like it. See if you get the hang of it. It's very easy to use. As I said, it's very user-friendly. I don't think that it would give you any hard times if you are just starting out. I do know that there's a lot of people out there that actually don't like creating pins. I don't know what it is, but creating pins is one of my favorite things to do. I just shared in one of my Facebook groups the other day that I'm a part of that I really like creating pins. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I like doing it. I just like designing pins. And a lot of the times when I don't feel like writing for my blog, or I don't feel like recording a YouTube video, but I want to feel productive, I will start creating pins. I usually go to Google Search Console just to kind of figure out what are the keywords that are driving traffic to my blog, and then I just kind of enhance those blog posts. So for example, I went to Google Search Console yesterday, and one of the blog posts that I created about a DIY ring light was one of the top performing blog posts on my blog. So what I did was I just went in and I created more pins, and I just pinned those on Pinterest, used more descriptive keywords, and just did what I had to do just to kind of give that pin, just to kind of give that blog post a little bit more juice. Right. So when you first get on Canva, obviously you want to go ahead and create a free Canva account. I'm not going to walk you through that part because I have so much faith and confidence that you already know how to do that. So once you actually get your free account done successfully, you are going to see this page. And this is just pretty much the default page for Canva. Over here on the left hand side, you have all of your options. Right here on this first row, there are all of your different templates for all of the different types of things you can create on Canva. I use obviously the Pinterest graphic. That's the number one thing that I use, and you can see all of my designs down here. Also, you can get to your designs here on the left hand side. So for the sake of this tutorial, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Pinterest graphic for one of the blog posts that I did on WordPress plugins that you should be using as a blogger. I think I have 3 pins for this post already, so it would not hurt to make a 4th one. Once you actually get on the Pinterest graphic option, you'll see lots of templates on your left hand side in this column here. You can use the templates if you are just feeling uninspired, if you don't have any ideas of your own. That's what these templates are for. So feel free to use them. I suggest if you use them, change them up. You don't want to copy somebody else's work. And a lot of the times you see these same templates on Pinterest. That's what I try to stay away from. So you can also go here to the photo section on the left hand side, and Canva will give you lots of free stock photos, which is another reason why I am obsessed with Canva, because I mean there's just a lot of free things in here that you could use for graphic and content creation. So the last two stock photos that I used were these here, which is why you see them under recently used. And then they have like a trending section. Again, me personally, I try to stay away from these type of photos only because everybody's using them. A website that I recommend going to is, I think it's called unsplash.com, where there's just another website where you can get free stock photos. So like I said, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to create a Pinterest graphic about WordPress plugins. So I just kind of want, I guess, a stock photo showing maybe somebody using a computer or some type of electronic device, just because I think it just goes with the blog post. I'm going to click on it, and then if you drag it over, it should fill up the entire page, like as you see here. If you don't want that, obviously, you can just delete it, and you can drag it over and just change the height and the width, and, you know, do it however you want it. But for this tutorial, I want it to be on the entire, there we go. That's how I want it. So this is going to be very easy and very simple. I'm going to go to Elements on the left-hand side. I'm going to look up shapes, which is there already because I'm always looking up shapes. And I'm going to click on the shapes, and I'm going to make this pin, you guys, so simple and so easy. Like anybody could do this. So simple. And I'm going to use the square because just, I don't know, squares just look good to me. They're appealing, easy on the eyes, and they're catchy. There's my square. And then I'm just going to kind of move it to where it's centered. And then you see those pink lines, that's how you know it's centered. And then I'm just going to drag it down. Boom, like so. So obviously I want to change the color of this square because I don't like this pale pasty gray. And I just click on color, and it'll bring up all of your colors. And the thing that I like most about Canva is that it will give you a suggested color palette. So one of the popular colors that I use for my blog is 9B6E15. And as you can see, it gives you other color options that would go along with your, you know, requested color. I'm going to use a totally different color. I want to use like maybe, let's say a peach. That's what I want to use, a peach. And then what I will do next is I will go to text, which is right here on the left hand side. And we're going to add some text to this Pinterest graphic. Now, again, they have font combinations for you to use. I usually just like to add my own text and then change the font as I go. I'm going to type in WordPress plugins, and then I'm going to I want another line. I don't want this all on the same line, so I'm just going to hit duplicate, and I'm going to drag that down, and then I'm going to change this to WordPress plugins every blogger. And then do you see that pink line that keeps coming across the center of the screen? That is helping you to center your text. I love that. I just think that's such a great feature of Canva. WordPress plugins every blogger should use. Okay, so here is what, you know, is going to appear on my Pinterest graphic. Every WordPress plugins every blogger should use. Obviously you don't want it to look like this because this is just ugly. Nobody's going to click on your pen if it looks like this. So I'm going to go in, and I'm just going to change the font of the first line. So as you can see on the left hand side, you have so many different fonts to choose from. I mean, you can't go wrong. So I'm just gonna click on this one. I'm not gonna make this that difficult, and I'm gonna make that bigger because that is just too small. So I usually start with about 55, and then we just kind of go from there. Again, I just want to stretch it out. And honestly, I would probably not use this font because I don't like how it breaks in between the letters. But like I said, it's just like a short tutorial on how I create my Pinterest graphics. So every blogger, I'm going to change that to PlayScript because I love PlayScript. That is one font that I use for just about everything that I do. I usually like to keep my fonts cohesive. I want them to match each other. Another good feature of Canva, once you do the drop down menu, all of the fonts that you have on this particular Pinterest graphic are going to be right here. So all I got to do is just click on that and then it'll change. And I'm going to make this bigger. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to move it over. Now, obviously, we don't need this big, so I'm just going to make it smaller. Click on my peach square, and I will decrease the transparency on this because I want it to be a little lighter, like about maybe there. And then I'm also going to go back over here, and I'm going to type in lines. Wait. Actually, before you do that, click element first. And then you can type in line because I want to put a line on here. I just feel like it's just so, you know, bare, and I want to try to give it a little spunk. So I'm just going to use this line here, just something simple. And then I'm going to move it down. I'm gonna also make it smaller because it's way too big. All right, so this is pretty much it right here. Now, it's not, you know, the best, but it serves its purpose. Of course, you know, you should always put the name of your blog on your pinned graphics because there are thieves out there and they will steal your images. They will. You could put it there. I've seen where people put it here. You know, I think it just looks better here. And then you know what I even want to throw in? Let's throw in this. This is always good. Let's throw in 2020. And then I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'm feeling that, but you get the picture. So you just kind of play around with it. I don't really think I like the 2020. I'd rather just keep it like this. I honestly rather shorten this square and put that there. And I may even do this. Oh, yeah, put it like more like there. Put that down. And I'm just pretty much just shifting everything down. That's all that I'm doing is shifting everything down. Move that up a little bit. And is that, and voila. So now you have a Pinterest graphic. And you remember when I told you that you should try to insert at least 4? If you come down here and you do add new page, you can add a new page. It'll give you the same background. You could just kind of switch up the image a little. Or if you want to just kind of use this same, same theme that you got going on, you can just copy the page and then it'll give you another page. And maybe you want to switch up the words. Maybe you want it to say top WordPress plugins every blogger should use. And now you have Pinterest graphics that match. What I would highly suggest is when you're just starting out, don't get too caught up on the details. You know, your Pinterest graphics, they are not going to be perfect. You know, this is just something that just takes time. You are more than welcome to get on Pinterest and just kind of scam through other pins just to try to get some sort of inspiration. Again, do not copy, but you can get on Pinterest to get inspiration from other pins. I do it all the time. But eventually, once you do it more and more, and you get more practice, you'll become a pro at doing it. Go ahead and use Tailwind, y'all. Like I said, I just recently started using Tailwind, and I love using Tailwind. Another great thing about Tailwind is that off to the right hand column, they will give you your suggested times of when you should be pinning your graphics, because the suggested times is something that Tailwind has come up with to let you know when are the best times you should be pinning to, you know, boards and tribes and group boards and things like that. So I hope you found this video to be useful. If you did, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. For more videos like this, you definitely want to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you are not already. Share it with a friend. Tell me below some things that you like about Pinterest. Are you using Pinterest? If not, like, why aren't you using Pinterest? But again, Pinterest is just a great way to drive free traffic to your website. Obviously the goal is SEO. You want to get SEO traffic, but SEO, in my opinion, in my experience, it just takes a little bit longer to learn than developing a Pinterest strategy. So develop your Pinterest strategy first. Go ahead and get that on lock, and then once you do that, go ahead and then start working on your SEO, and I promise you, you will be happy in the end. I know when I first started my blog, my SEO traffic was probably between like 10 and 19%. I had no idea what I was doing. Took a couple of courses, I read a couple of ebooks, and then I was able to get mine up, and right now it fluctuates between 30% and 45%, which I know is not all that great, but it shows improvement, so something that I'm doing there is right. But again, I will catch y'all in the next video, and until then, see y'all later. Bye-bye. Excuse me. Jay Sean, you too loud. Hush. Go ahead, come put your cereal. Just don't talk.